Today, I'd like to talk to you about getting a referral program going at your school. And let me tell you, I tried so many different referral programs, and to be truthful with you, most didn't work. It took trial and error to get a good referral program going. And let me tell you, out of all the different things that you can put together in your school, having a good referral program, or bring a friend as I like to call it, is so important. And you need to do it, and you need to do it now. When I first started, I thought, well, my students love me. All I have to do is go out there and ask them, and they'll all jump into action. Well, that wasn't the case. I wish it was, but it wasn't. I would talk to them about it, and they say, "Oh yeah, I got this friend and that friend. I'll get into action, Mr. Prue. I'll get going on it." And then they wouldn't. And then you funny bugging them, and so that just asking thing didn't work. So now I knew I needed to try something different because this wasn't working. So from there, I tried to figure out, okay, well, let's try to motivate them with some kind of gift. So I tried all kinds of things like um, cash. It worked a little bit. I got a few. That was okay. Then I tried a discount on their membership, and I got a few of the parents interested in that, and they got their kids to bring in a friend. So that kind of worked. And I even tried things like for the big winner, a video game system. And that got all the kids excited at first, and a few brought it in. I made enough off of the memberships to pay for the video game, but overall, it wasn't that big of a success. So I'm thinking to myself, well, geez, now what do I do? What motivates the students to get going? I know that most of them out there would like a friend to train with, someone that they could talk to about their training and, get together and come in here and have a good time. I know they want to do it. So, what do I do next? I could go on and tell you about a few more ideas that didn't work, but now I'm going to get to the idea that did work. And let me tell you, when I was younger, I was so motivated to go out and try a million different things until I got it because I knew that this was going to be a victory for me at some point. So, what finally ended up being the key to victory was exclusivity. Make the student feel exclusive and they will react for you. So, what I did is I created a program which I call the Ambassador Program. They're an ambassador of goodwill for the martial arts by exposing their friends to my school. So, when someone would bring in a friend, they would become an ambassador. So now they were only referred to as Ambassador Smith or Ambassador Jones, whatever their last name was, I referred to them as ambassador. So I really played this up big in my school. So it makes the people feel exclusive. I also created special events and classes that only ambassadors could come to. Because if you're going to go out there and put yourself out there for the martial arts are going to give back to you. So if you help out the martial arts by bringing more people in and creating that new link in a chain that we all been creating, the chain that's been created for thousands of years, then you deserve to be special. So I treat them as special, so I give them special classes and events, not taken away from the regular classes. I don't want to, disrupt the people that for some reason didn't want to bring a friend in, but I created special programs to make them feel exclusive. And let me tell you, oh my, does that increase the amount of enthusiasm in the Bring a Friend program. So now almost everyone brings a friend in at least once. Some continue to do it, and that's a big win-win for you and a win-win for them because I have found that the students that have the most friends in the school stay the longest. So your retention increases by them having a personal friend, not just friends that they met at your class, because everybody's going to meet friends at the class, but friends that they actually brought in from their from their outside life outside the martial arts school. They stayed longer. Both stay. So it's so important for you to get this program going. For one, it helps the bottom line, keeps you in business so you're around to teach martial arts, and you teach your good quality martial arts to more people. So this is a good win-win for everybody program. Now, what you want to do is you want to make this a big event when someone does bring in a student. So we would make a special ceremony of it. And when I say ceremony, I don't mean, a special ceremony that people got to go to, but I would do it right at the end of class. And I like to do all my announcements, and you hear me say this a million times, is do your main announcements at the end of class. Because a lot of times, parents will drop off the kids and then come back, but they're sitting there in your class waiting at the end. So more people are around at the end. And even for your adult students, you want it to be the last thing they heard. So you do important things at the end of class. So what I would do is I would say, all right, class, come to attention. It's a special day. It's a special day. We are going to have a new ambassador. Smith, get up here. And then he runs up there, and then I hand out the special, and we had a special patch that they put on their uniform. So you can use a special T-shirt and some other things, which I also gave them a T-shirt too, a T-shirt and a patch to put on their arm. So they can show that they're a thing. And then I gave them, I think the T-shirt cost me $5 or something, but it was a very, very cool design that no one could buy. They can't buy the cool T-shirt. They can only get the cool T-shirt if they're an ambassador. So that also creates exclusivity. So now, but I also say, Ambassador Smith, introduce the new member. And then, the new member would stand up and everybody would applaud and go crazy, and, a lot of excitement, because that's the kind of atmosphere that I put in my class. So if you're kind of mundane, down the floor, 1, 2, 3, and all right, that was a good class. All right, next week we're going to learn the next kick. All right, see ya. Well, then that's how everybody is going to be in your class. But you got to be exciting and dynamic when you're out there teaching. So that creates excitement. So now my whole class is excited. When I say something, people, we get hoot and holler, and that's kind of ingrained in them from the beginning. So it's not like something I have to work on. I had to work on it in the beginning to change the way my boring instructors taught me. Well, they taught me great martial arts, but they were really boring. So that's different. You need to be high paced and full of action and full of excitement if you want to make in today's market, because if you're not exciting, you're going to lose students. If the guy across the street's more exciting, he'll keep his students and you'll lose yours. So you need to continue to do that. So this is an exciting time. So let me get back to the Bring a Friend program. Now I also had is if you bring 3 friends, okay, if you bring 3 friends, you get the special, my schools were back in Michigan. I'm in Florida now, but they were back in Michigan. So I had this very cool looking bomber jacket that you could only get with the big my ambassador logo right on the back, and it was just a beautiful jacket. I think we've sold different kind of bomber jackets for 150 bucks at the time. So now they probably be 200 and something dollars, because that was way back when we used to sell them. But couldn't get the cool bomber jacket once I started the ambassador Bring 3 Friends. So let me tell you that cool jacket, everybody walking around, and plus it's like a double-edged sword, because people are walking around and with this cool jacket on, people are asking, oh, well, that's a cool jacket. What is that? And that's a good reason for your students to talk about your school. So it's a great idea, and more exclusivity, will make your students go. And I don't care if you have 11 people in your school. Well, guess what? Each one brings a student. Now you have 22. You just doubled your enrollment. So slowly but surely, one marketing technique at a time, but you got to do them all. And this is one that should just be ongoing. So every time a student signs up, you explain to them after a few classes, and they're excited about your program because a lot of times the student is most excited right in the beginning, when they sign up. And plus it's a good time for them to bring a friend because they'll both be at the same level. So that's what I really concentrate: a new person bringing in somebody so they have somebody to train with because they're more likely to stick around. Um, so it's something that you need to do. Okay, well, that's basically how I run my Bring a Friend program or referral program. It's really effective, it's fun, it builds retention, and builds your student base. So as always, I'd like to say good luck to your school. Go out there and get them. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can email me at donprue